as part of that whole democratic revolution in Kenya cannot be actualized until that day you put a person who speaks to that vision in power. And you cannot put that person in power by simply declaring.
Yes.
There was a debate which was here, particularly in 2025, between the securicos, the securocrats. I call them the securocrats. Securocrats are those who are in the security sector.
Yes.
And the bureaucrats who are now in office.
Correct.
And the Gen Zs.
Correct.
So there was that debate about how do you get, what they're saying, about Ruto must go.
Right.
The Ruto must go debate itself was so resolved by Kenyans through a democratic thinking. When people say one term, people think the other side think that it is just about one term. No, it was an affirmation that Ruto was legitimately elected by the people. Yeah. He got the vote.
Correct.
And therefore, he has the right as a citizen to finish his term. But then people say, then it must only be that term, no other term. And we said it's okay. It's one term, but he has to complete his term.
Correct.
The securocrats were saying, and they were right in saying so, that you cannot get Ruto out of office through this revolution unless he has done so egregious things that you have to look for ways of getting him out. And the fact that Parliament looked like it was too co-opted, particularly during this impeachment of Gachagua and others, looked like it is so much in one's hand that we are back to one-party state. And that is what was beginning to give some credibility to the Gen Z's call of going to State House and getting somebody out. But as Kenyans, we sobered up and said, we can wait up to 2027 and then declare one term. Now, the 2 terms and 3 terms and 4 terms, those are campaign rhetoric. But there was a very serious fundamental debate about the right of Ruto to complete his term, or if you want to get rid of him, you get him through the right channels, because the consequence of doing otherwise is very expensive. Why am I going through that route? It's because of the movement character of the Gen Z. The movement character of the Gen Z must be kept within the law itself. Because if it goes beyond the law, then it becomes a chaotic revolution. That's not going to get us anywhere. And therefore, some of the top Gen Z leadership, or those who are aspiring to be leaders, need to begin getting into the parties. And if you look at the political parties, let me talk about my own party, PLP. We have created a position of a president of the youth. President, not even the chair. It's the only position where we have a president and not a chair. Why? Because this is the position where you mentor the youth. And they must also be given space to operate outside the party. They can have their conventions and their movements so that they begin to realize themselves. Why? Because working within the bureaucracy, we are going to limit the agenda of the movement. And we don't want to do that because the movement is our future. So, in short, we are saying, the Gen Z now need to invest in how to transform themselves into from a movement to a governing party.
Professor. Yeah, I think this is very, very interesting, and it's something that we need